My name is Verstar, aka the Alkebulan Trust, the name you can trust when it comes to all things reactions. Get me, hit the like button, hit the subscribe button. Like, for example, things we're reacting to is the YouTube community guidelines when it comes to election misinformation policies. All right, so we're just going to run through this. It's like technically 3 minutes. Actually, that's misinformation. It's 2 minutes and 53 seconds. So let's go.
True or false? Telling your viewers you can vote in a presidential election online in countries or regions where that's not allowed can result in your channel receiving a strike or being terminated. The answer is true. Certain types of misinformation that can cause real-world harm go against our community guidelines and are not allowed on YouTube. For example, uploading misleading or deceptive content that interferes with democratic processes can result in a community guideline strike or other consequences for your channel. Let's walk through some of the elections-related content that we don't allow on YouTube.
I apologize if I'm
First,
speeding
content
it
that
up.
promotes voter suppression.
The reason why is because I've got the other one to react to. I think there's one more after this, and then after I react to this, I've got to go with my other channel and do reaction to other stuff. Then I also got to react to Krepta and Kona's new album. Do you know what I mean? Young Kings 2. So allow me in it. You know what I mean? Allow me. I still let me make sure there's content on this channel. You know what I mean? For at least the next week ahead. You know what I mean? So let's keep moving. Let's go.
This includes content that aims to mislead voters about the time, place, means, or eligibility requirements for voting. It also includes content that promotes false claims that strongly discourage voting. Next, content that promotes false claims about candidate eligibility. We don't allow content that advances false claims related to the
good thing is there's subtitles there as well. So if you're not understanding, the subtitles are there. You know what I mean? Like I can listen to audio at a speed because I grew up in the grime era. Me growing up in the grime era has allowed me to learn how to listen to words to people that speak fast. And plus, there's something else that that when I think about it, I should not. Anyway, it doesn't matter. Let's keep moving. Let's go.
To the technical eligibility requirements to serve in office. This includes both current political candidates and sitting elected government officials. The eligibility requirements that are considered are based on applicable national law and include age, citizenship, and vital status. And we don't allow content that encourages viewers to interfere with democratic processes. This includes obstructing or interrupting voting procedures. As with all of our community guidelines, context is very important. If you want to post content on these topics for educational, documentary, scientific, or artistic purposes, sometimes referred to as EDSA, be sure to provide enough information so viewers understand the context. Now that you know some of the elections-related content we don't allow, let's take a look at an example. In one video, a creator uploads a video telling viewers an incorrect voting date. In another video, a news segment covers a story about a group that called voters to say the election was canceled. The news video includes lots of context explaining how the election was actually not canceled. Do either of these videos violate our community guidelines? Yes. The first video violates our Elections Misinformation Policy. We don't allow content that promotes voter suppression. The news segment, on the other hand, gives the audience context and was uploaded for educational, documentary, scientific, or artistic purposes. The safety of our creators, viewers, and partners is our highest priority. We look to each of you to help us protect this unique and vibrant community. So it's important you understand our community guidelines and the role they play in our shared responsibility to keep YouTube safe. To learn more about our Elections Misinformation Policy, go to the YouTube Help Center article linked in the description. Thanks for watching.
All right. So, like I was saying, I genuinely feel like from the basis of everything I'm learning when it comes to YouTube community guidelines, which you can leave your answer in the comment section below what you've been learning or what you've learned, even if it's something new or even if it's something new, like especially in this live stream or whatever. It's like I want to know, what have you learned? You know what I mean? Because for me, what I've learned is context is absolutely key, and you need. Basically, it's making sure you have enough vital information. Like if you're posting content, for example, there's enough vital information in the title, in the description box. Again, enough vital information. Like all has to fit within YouTube community guidelines. Same thing with the YouTube thumbnail, with the thumbnail for the video. And then also on top of that, you still got to find ways to make sure that the video itself provides enough context that adhere to the YouTube community guidelines. It sounds like a lot, yeah, but when I think about it, it kind of makes sense. And it goes back to what I said before, where if you're even if you're about to post, even if you're new to YouTube or you're not new to YouTube, whatever, in fact, what they should do is basically have these assessment tests where making sure that regardless, you adhere to YouTube community guidelines. That it will make life a lot more easier. But again, I'm in my feelings again. You know what I'm saying? I'm in my feelings again. Because it's like, yo, it's like, get me. You, I don't want to say what I want to say because it kind of violates YouTube community guidelines if I say what I want to say. But what I am going to say is it's better to actually know beforehand. Do you know what I mean? Like, why are you gonna? You know what I mean? But then again, it is an educational point of view. So it's like basically, if you're playing with fire, for example, if you are playing with fire, you know you're gonna get burnt. You know what I mean? But if you're playing with fire and you didn't know you're gonna get burnt, and I'm just talking from a purely ignorant standpoint, yeah, you get me? And so it's like if you didn't know you're gonna get burnt and you're playing with fire, but at the same time, it's a case of your parents or whoever, your legal guardian or whatever, they will tell you do not go near there, do not play with fire. You understand? And I get it. Sometimes, you hear me? If you want to be mischievous, you end up going against what they say and then get me and be like, okay, cool. But you can't say they never warned you or told you. You know what I mean? You can't say that. That's how it should be. You get the lesson, but if you don't like you get the lesson, but then at the same time, if you do not understand the lesson, or not even understand the lesson, you ignore that lesson you're being taught, irrespective of your age. And I'm using the fire example, but like it's the same thing. You were warned, you got burnt because you're playing with fire. You were warned before. You was warned before. I'm not gonna say serve you right, but at the same time, you got what you was asking for. You should know better now because I told you better. Anyway, let's keep it moving. Get me? Let's keep it moving. All right, now I can share this tab and then. All right, medical misinformation. Okay, so there's two more things. I thought there was one more thing. I ain't gonna forget to share this tab. All right. All right. So medical misinformation policy. Anyway. So yeah, YouTube reviews all community guidelines, normal course of business. We announced in several COVID-19 policies, and we have now retired the remaining standalone COVID-19 policies, given a reduced burden of data of disease. Our broader medical and misinformation framework continue to apply content related to infectious disease, including influenza and measles. By the way, I forgot to mention, my name is Versatile, aka the Alkebulan Trust, the name you can trust when it comes to all things reactions, including when it comes to things like medical misinformation policy, YouTube community guidelines. So make sure you hit the like button, share, comment, all that. Yeah. So basically, YouTube does not allow content that poses serious risk or dangerous harms by spreading medical misinformation that contradicts local health authority guidelines about specific health conditions and substances. This policy includes the following categories: prevention, misinformation, treatment, misinformation. The issue with this problem here, and I'm just going to say it from just a pure standpoint of, when you got home remedies, but then you also got remedies where obviously it's the doctors and they whatever. So it's kind of in fact, I even saw an advert earlier today, yeah, and it was on the news. There was an advert on the news channel, right? And then he was saying it's amazing how his grandma had everything at home, like, like I think he said something about healing or medical, whatever. I forgot what the words he used, and I just found it very interesting because I'm like, you know what I mean? Like it's interesting, yeah, that's interesting. That so if he was to share that information on YouTube, is that going to be, medical misinformation? Do you see what I'm going to say? Leave your answer in the comment section below. Would that be known as medical misinformation? Would it? I don't know because it doesn't make sense. But okay, if we're going via your local health policies or association, whatever the case is, or authority, the reality is, if this is what they believe in and whatever the case is, then cool, whatever. I guess it's a case of when I remember when the whole COVID thing happened. I remember I posted something because someone shared me a video. I'm not going to say who that person was, but like they shared a video, and I thought, wow. Didn't expect this. So I posted it. I didn't even say anything about it. I just literally posted it. Wasn't in it, didn't even react to it or anything. I just posted it. And then I got a post to do with this type of thing, the whole COVID-19 this thing here. It just gave you that, and I'm like, okay, time for me to delete that. You know what I mean? Time for me to delete that. So these are the things I'm trying to say. It's like sometimes when you think you're right, you could be wrong. And I'm not saying that the information that was shared with me was wrong or right. I'm just saying I posted it and that's what came up. Yeah. So and if we go back to the example I was given with that person in regards to the medical remedies that his grandma had when he was young. Do you know what I mean? It's like that was all within the house. And I'm not even talking about and he was talking. The thing was called food for thought or something like that. So bear that in mind. Anyway, so don't post content on YouTube includes any of the following: prevention of misinformation, treatment misinformation. So it's pretty standard, really. Harmful substances, vaccine misinformation, transmission information, treatment misinformation, harmful substances, guaranteed treatment misinformation, harmful alternative method. But obviously, as usual, EDSA is allowed. If it's within EDSA, it's allowed. It's allowed. It's got me thinking, why did YouTube take down a lot of Dr. Sabi's content? That may be for another video. You know what I'm saying? If you know about Dr. Sabi, you know about Dr. Sabi. He was on, like, someone posted him on where is it, on Twitter as well, and someone's like, oh, these people find out about, you know what I mean, Dr. Sabi and that. I'm like, relax, man. These people know about Dr. Sabi, man. If you know, you know. It doesn't matter about age, race, gender. Like, doesn't matter, bruv. Yeah, it doesn't matter. If you care about health, you know what I mean. You're gonna find your way. You will learn about Dr. Sabi one way or the other. It doesn't mean it's just strictly. You know what I mean. Let's keep it moving now. Yeah, man. Like I said, I'm no doctor or anything. I'm just saying that's what I learned. All right. All right. The last one we'll get into, even though I mentioned about monetization policy, we'll get that into a completely different video. But when I get monetized, you know what I'm saying? That's when I will talk about that. Or maybe, I don't know, it depends. Anyway,